I'm here to break some bad news that these big detoxes, these weekend detoxes, 10-day detoxes are extremely unhealthy for you unless you're at a peak health state. And so what we're going to talk about today is how do you do a very gentle daily detox?
Empowering you organically, delivering content you trust with results you love.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Empowering You Organically. I'm your host, Jonathan Hunsaker, joined by my co-host, Terry Ann Trevenin.
Hey everyone.
So today we have a very important subject that we want to talk about, and that is detoxing. It's really interesting because detoxing is such a buzzword and everybody talks about how to detox, should you detox, what are all the different kinds of detox, how to detox different organs, all of this crazy talk around detox. And I'm here to break some bad news that these big detoxes, these weekend detoxes, 10-day detoxes are extremely unhealthy for you unless you're at a peak health state. And so what we're going to talk about today is how do you do a very gentle daily detox? See, our bodies are already designed to detox on a regular basis. And what we really need to do to achieve optimum health is just support our body in that daily detox, not do these crazy 3-day, 5-day, 30-day crash detoxes that just flush out our entire system and strip our body of nutrients and good bacteria and all the other stuff that goes into it when we do that full flush.
Yep. Well, and I want to touch on this really quickly because we've talked in the past about longer detoxes and specifically both Jonathan and I have talked about the fact that we've done longer detoxes. But let me be very clear, when we've done detoxes in the past where we'll run 3 and 5, sometimes 7-day long detoxes, we're in a healthy state, physically healthy, active, exercising, eating healthy. We're not going from living a sedentary lifestyle and eating whatever we want to just all of a sudden we're detoxing our body for 5 and 7 days on juice detoxes or whatever your detox of choice is. And so we've talked about this on the podcast in the past, but when you're doing those longer detoxes, you should absolutely consult someone who can speak to your health and can tell you how to do it safely. And you should know the research and the information behind it. And B, you should make sure you're at optimal health to do it. And it is not something that you do once a month. This is something like when we've talked about it in the past, like maybe once a year that happens. And so I just wanted to clarify some stuff on that. The healthiest way to detox your body, and what Jonathan was speaking about today, is to daily support your body in your natural detox response. So the natural detox response is all of these systems in our body that detox. When we think about detox, oftentimes we hear the buzzwords like liver or colon, but the reality is there's a lot of different aspects of our body that detox and help our body to get rid of toxins and garbage and things that aren't supposed to be in there that increase our ability to protect our immune system. They help to clear out the toxins in the food that we eat, the air that we breathe, the water that we drink, even the things that we touch can have toxins on them. And so it helps your body to remove those toxins and waste all on its own. So daily detoxing is something that happens in our life every day. And depending on certain things that we do, we can either slow the process of detox or we can support a healthier daily detox that really helps our immune system and our body overall.
For sure. And let me give a couple of disclaimers here that nothing that we're talking about today is designed to diagnose or treat or cure any kind of disease or anything like that. We're just what I want to do is help expose some of the myths that are out there around detoxing. Listen, when I was very overweight, and when you're in an unhealthy state, you're looking for anything to get healthy. And I remember watching the docuseries Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, not docuseries, documentary, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. And I remember doing a juice cleanse and I did 17 days. But I was very ill for at least 5 or 6 of those early days. Now it's always told that, hey, that's the toxins getting out, but it was flushing everything out of my body. And yes, I lost some weight while I was drinking only juices, but then I started eating again and everything came back on. And I've done 30-day juice cleanses. I've done water cleanses. I've done a lot of things. And the thing to really realize is it was not healthy to put my body through that. And there's a lot of people online that say, well, if you're sick or if this happened, you need to do a detox. You need to detox yourself. And that's not the reality. That's not the best advice for you. if you're healthy, if you're working out every day, if you already eat clean, if you're already eating organic, and you want to do a weekend of like really helping flush out some additional toxins, a really deep colon cleanse, something like that, that's okay. But if you're not in peak health condition, don't go into these 3 and 5 and 10-day detoxes, because it will not only put you on your butt because you're going to get ill, but it's not healthy for you. Your body is not ready for such a huge flush. It's like a nuclear bomb going off inside of your body. It is not healthy for you. So what you want to do is you just want to slowly detox and support your body and what it's already good at. And over the course of a couple months, a few months, you will get to a much healthier state. You'll get to a much healthier weight, and you'll do it in a way to where you're not compromising your body and compromising your immune system, quite frankly. Because when you do these deep detoxes, it puts your body in an extremely weak state. And so your immune system is compromised. And with everything going on in the world now, I highly recommend absolutely not detoxing or doing the deep detox to keep your immune system as strong as possible.
Absolutely. Well, and I think one of the things that Jonathan mentioned that's super important is, and I mentioned this before, knowing why you're doing a lengthier detox and really being able to support your body. One reason to not do a long detox is to lose weight. People are always like doing these marketing fad, diets where it's like, hey, you can juice for 7 days and lose weight. This is not the healthy way to lose weight. And this is not the healthy reason behind doing a longer detox. So we don't need to beat a dead horse, but I think that point was really important that you made. Like, when you talk about being overweight and doing this detox and losing the weight, like, no, like that's not the reason you detox your body, is to all of a sudden drop all this weight, because the chances of you gaining weight back and gaining more weight back increase from not losing consistent amount of weight in a consistent, healthy manner over time. Research has proven time and time again, the best way to lose weight is consistently and slowly over time with healthy habits. So I think that's really important. But let's get back to detoxing and daily natural detoxing. There are 4 organs I want to talk specifically about today that detox in your body and need a natural daily detox by the way you eat and support your health every day. And that is the liver, kidneys, colon, and lungs. And a lot of people, again, when we talk about detox, don't think about the fact that your whole body is working to detox what's not supposed to be in there out of it. These 4 organs do some serious work in keeping your body healthy. Your liver acts like a filter in blocking out toxic substances and foods and drink from passing into your bloodstream. Super, super important. You don't want toxicity in your bloodstream. Massive health issues when that happens. Your kidneys are working around the clock to then filter that blood and flush out those toxins when you use the bathroom. So the next step in that process, and it's super important that everything's working properly and detoxing properly. Your colon puts in overtime taking care of the larger toxins and breaking them down in healthy bacteria before they can do you any harm. And then your lungs, they play a part in filtering out the toxins that enter your body from breathing. We breathe in tons of toxins in the air every day. In fact, case in point, with all of the quarantine that's been happening worldwide, we've seen a huge decrease in pollution in the world. And they're actually testing people to see that people have better air quality and better lung capacity and function than ever before. So we're breathing in tons of toxins every day. Our body is a detox machine, and we can do some simple things in our life every day to help it detox. Exercise is one of them, but we're not focusing on that today. And I do definitely think that exercise is critical, and I support exercising every day because sweating is a form of detoxing things out of your body. And it also helps those other organs in your body to detox and pass things along as well. But what we want to talk about today is foods, ingredients that you can add into your nutritional diet that help your body to naturally detox more every single day.
Yep. And really quickly, before we get into that, you make a really good point, because there is the counter argument that, hey, you never need to detox because our liver, our kidneys, our colon, our lungs are already detoxing everything out. Our body's made to do it, blah, blah, blah. Yes, that is true. But it takes us quite a while to evolve. And unfortunately, the industrial age and a lot of other things have progressed so quickly that we're now just filled with a lot more toxins than we ever were in the past. So a couple thousand years ago, yes, we were fine. Even 500 years ago, yes, we were fine. But now when we have so much more of the fossil fuels being burned, when we have the large cities and all the pollution that's going on there, even noise pollutions, the toxins in our food, the genetically modified organisms that are being sprayed with all kinds of pesticides and insecticides and herbicides, like there's toxin overload out there. And so, yes, our bodies will detoxify, and we need to give a little extra boost to ensure that we get as clean as possible. Again, that is not a 10-day detox, but just every day adding these nutrients into your diet is just going to help support your body and your organs of flushing these toxins out, because our bodies haven't evolved yet to deal with such high level of toxicity that's out there in the world right now.
Absolutely. So we're going to cover some natural ingredients that are out there, natural herbs and things like that, plants that you can incorporate into your nutrition plan to help support your natural detoxing that goes on in your body. The first one we want to talk about today is matcha. And this is something that we are hearing in the natural health space about more and more. Matcha tea is the health beverage right now. And the reason being is it's an amazing superfood. It's not just a fad. It's not just a trend. Yes, there's a focus on it right now, I think more than there has been in the past, but for good reason. Matcha has been around for thousands of years, dating back to dynasties in China, where it was a very, very valued and high valued ingredient and was used in special tea ceremonies. Now, today, as we study this and we study matcha, we see that it is a powerful nutrient that we can use to help support healthy functions in our body. In fact, it can help to protect against free radicals. It can boost liver function. It can help with fat burning and improving your heart health. It has anti-aging properties. But again, when we talk about this concept of detox and natural detox and supporting that natural detox in our body, it can really help with that liver function. And as we mentioned before, liver is one of those places that we detox. It's so important to our daily health, every single day being able to detox in that way.
Well, the other thing that I love about matcha is the energy that it gives you. So it does give you a boost of energy. Yes, it does have caffeine in it, but it's not the same as if you're drinking a cup of coffee where you get this huge rush of caffeine and then you crash later. The caffeine that comes from the matcha is a very slow release caffeine. And so it gives you just a little bit of extra energy and it sustains, and you're not going to come up to a wall at the end where you just fall over and need to take a nap, as you would oftentimes with coffee and other very caffeine-rich drinks. So matcha is a wonderful thing again, it increases the chlorophyll levels in your body, which helps your liver in detoxing. So matcha is a great thing to add into your daily routine.
Absolutely. Another one is milk thistle. So a lot of people think of this as a weed when they hear that word. Milk thistle is a weed out there. It's actually a part of the artichoke family and a superfood that's known for its incredible support of the liver. And again, the liver is critical to detoxification. It's like the central detoxifier in your body, super important. And in many countries around the world, they're using milk thistle for a variety of health issues. They have things for jaundice, for hepatitis, for inflammation, poisoning of the liver, which would make a lot of sense, right? Because it's something that helps your liver to be healthy, to heal your liver, support your liver. So milk thistle is another one of those things that you can consider adding into your nutrition plan, and really get the benefits of that when it comes to detox.
Absolutely. Another one is blessed thistle, not to be confused with milk thistle. And it was once used to treat the bubonic plague. It's still used today for natural digestive comfort and even applied to the skin to support wound healing. So blessed thistle is great for your digestive system. It's great to support bile secretion, support liver health. And it's just a phenomenal thing to add into your daily routine as well to help on the digestion side. So again, we're talking about different herbs and plants that you can add into your daily routine that are going to support the different areas of your detox. So whether that's lungs, liver, digestion, kidneys, all of these different things will help in different ways to support your body.
Absolutely. And I always think it's important to note, like back to bless thistle for a second. This is something that's also applied for skin wound healing. And I always find that interesting when there's a herb or a plant or a food that can not only be ingested and eaten or put in a tea, but you can also use it topically. There's something to be said for things that are grown out in nature that heal the body in multiple ways. So I just think that's interesting to note. Another one is licorice root. So licorice root is used to soothe gastrointestinal problems. In cases of food poisoning, stomach ulcers, heartburn, licorice root can extract and speed up the repair of stomach lining and restore balance. This is due to its anti-inflammatory and immune supporting properties. So it's got a lot of really powerful benefits when it comes to digestion, but also interesting to note that licorice root is recommended to treat respiratory problems. So not only on the digestion side, but respiratory. It can help produce healthy mucus. It can help the bronchial system if you're having issues with that. A variety of issues when it comes to the respiratory system. So it's just interesting to note, not only can you use it if you're having gastrointestinal problems, but then also if you're having respiratory issues, it can be very healing from that aspect as well. So when we look at the detoxing aspects of our body, there's so much involved in the digestion system in detox. And also we now know from what we told you earlier in the podcast that the respiratory system detoxes. Licorice root is supporting both aspects of your body in that way.
Absolutely. The next plant to look at is dandelion root. So most of us think about the dandelions as the pesky weeds out in our yard that never seem to die no matter what. But actually from root to flower, dandelion are highly nutritious plants, loaded with vitamins, minerals, and fiber. Dandelion greens can be eaten cooked or raw and serve as an excellent source of vitamins A, C, and K. They also contain vitamin E, folate, and small amounts of other B vitamins. Dandelion greens provide a substantial amount of several minerals, including iron, calcium, magnesium, and potassium. Dandelion root is also rich in the carbohydrate inulin, which is a type of soluble fiber found in plants that supports the growth and maintenance of a healthy bacterial flora in your intestinal tract. So again, we're talking about the digestion system, and I think we really have to do our part in ingesting foods and herbs and teas and all kinds of stuff that really help our digestive system. We are eating more and more food-like substances that are not really food. They're over-processed, they're packaged, and they don't really resemble the foods of the past, which were the whole foods, the fruits, the veggies, the meats, the things like that. Everything's just over-processed. And so you're going to see in our list here often these ingredients really support the digestive system. And because I think a lot of us actually suffer from digestive issues because of all the processed foods, the GMOs, the insecticides, and all of that that's sprayed on all of our foods nowadays.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've been studying with my girls and then just on my own, the history of America. And when you look back, around 500 AD, 1000 AD, like there's a lot of information and history around hunters and gatherers. And then even when people went from being nomads and hunters and gatherers to societies, they spent a great deal of time growing, harvesting, testing different plants and herbs and things like that on their bodies and intuitively feeling things in their body to realize what's going to help me, what's not going to help me, like how far we've gone away from really living off of the earth and the things that are there to really benefit us there's just something to be said for that life cycle of Mother Nature providing what we need. We take what we need, but we're respectful of what we need. And then the seasons really bring us what we need. We just don't live that way anymore. And when you were talking about that, it reminded me of that. And only, a few thousand years ago, people were actually eating the foods and the herbs and the plants that their bodies needed to be healthy. Whereas now, like, we're talking about some of these ancient herbs and ancient plants that most people hear and they're like, I've never even heard about that. And a lot of people are running to the fast food place to get their chicken and fries versus, like, there's so many incredible, powerful ingredients out there that help support a healthy body. And we've gone so far away from that. So I just think it's really cool to be talking about some of these very things that thousands of years ago people valued as much as gold. And we have them available to us right now. The last one we're going to talk about
really
today.
Quickly, Terry, before you jump into the last one, while we're talking, just because of the state of where the world is right now, I want to talk briefly about dandelion, that it may have antimicrobial and antiviral properties, which could support your body's ability to fight infection. Several test tube studies found that dandelion extract significantly reduced the ability of viruses to replicate. So I'm not saying all this to say there's any kind of cure or vaccine or anything like that out there for COVID-19, but I do want to share that there are a lot of plants and herbs out there that can help our body's immune system and that can help us fight off viruses and bacterial infections and all kinds of things like that. And I didn't want us to move on to the last ingredient without making that little mention because
Sure.
It is so relevant nowadays.
Super important. The last thing we want to talk about today when it comes to natural detox response and supporting that in your body is marshmallow leaves. So this was used, again, another one that was used by ancient Greeks, so thousands of years ago, to remedy bruises and bleeding. It was also used as a mild laxative. So this supported, again, the colon, the digestive system. It was something that would naturally soothe and support the intestines. They also have a mild anti-infective and immune supporting property as well. So again, not only are you getting that aspect of digestion, supporting detox with digestion, your colon, but also you have that immune supporting property with it as well. Back to what Jonathan was talking about with the dandelion root. So a lot of these herbs, these plants, these things that we have access to have multiple benefits in supporting our body. So many of the benefits that go far beyond just detox. So each of these things we've talked about today will support you in your natural detox response, but also incredible benefits above and beyond that.
Absolutely. And I know a lot of people are wondering, why did we pick these 6 ingredients to highlight? And it's interesting because we often get asked, how do I detox? What should I do to detox? And while we love giving information on how to do that, what we really came to realize is most of the detoxes that are out on the market are either too weak, they're a detox tea that you drink every day that you're not really going to feel much of a difference on, or they're extremely too strong and, in my opinion, not healthy for 98% of the people out there living in this world. And so when we decided to go look and say, well, how can we make a daily detox drink that can support our bodies? And we started going into the labs and talking to the doctors and the scientists. These were the 6 ingredients that we came up with that had the most efficacy on our body, where they were strong enough to support our body in its natural detox, yet not so strong that you have to stay chained to your bathroom all weekend long. So we picked these 6 because of their efficacy. And then we took them and we've created an organic daily detox powder. And really, you don't need much. It's a teaspoon of it. You can mix it in with some hot water and drink it as a tea. You can mix it into your protein shake or your green smoothie or something like that. And you'll get all of these nutrients in their whole format, right? So this is not a tea. This is not something that you steep. Again, I think that that's not powerful enough. This is just a powder that you mix in. And we didn't add any kind of preservatives, flavorings, sweeteners, nothing. You'll taste it. It will taste raw and real the way that nature intended it. But you will get the results that you're looking for in terms of everything that we talked about, supporting your lungs, supporting your kidneys, supporting your liver, and especially supporting your colon and digestive system. So I encourage you to either go and look up these 6 ingredients on Amazon, order them yourself, make teas, grind them down into a powder, add them into your daily diet, sprinkle them on food, however you want to ingest them. Or I encourage you to go to Organixx.com, take a look at our organic daily detox tea and see if that's an easier solution for you. Either way, as long as you're getting the whole real plant and in organic format, you're going to get the benefits, whether you get it through our powder that makes it easy or you buy it individually. Either way, these are the 6 you should be taking every day.
Well, let me just say too, really quickly, just to clarify. So Jonathan mentioned a detox tea, and while you can use it in a tea and in hot water, as he mentioned, we kept it in powder form, to be more eco-friendly, because we're learning more and more that the tea bags that people are using, there's a huge issue with being able to recycle ingredients that are being used for things like packaging and whatnot, but also so that you could use it in smoothies, you could use it in juices, you could just put it in water if you want. So there's multiple ways that you can use this. And we did that specifically to cut down on packaging and be more eco-friendly, but also to let you use it in whatever way makes the most sense for you.
Well, and a big challenge out there, because I've done a lot of detoxes and I've done the weekend ones and I've done the ones with a lot of psyllium fiber and it's, flushing you out, psyllium husk, I'm sorry, and it's really flushing you out. And what we really wanted here was not something so gentle as a tea that it didn't really do much. And that's what you're going to get with most teas. And you don't want something so harsh that, again, you have to stay married to the bathroom all weekend. And this allows you to adjust and listen to your body. I mean, that's another thing too, is it's in a raw powder format and the serving is only a teaspoon and it'll come with a little scoop. But if you find that that's a little bit strong for you, then take a little less. If you find that, hey, I need a little bit extra digestive support, let me take a little bit more. Either way, it's up to you to kind of self-regulate your body and your needs, but that's why we went that route as well. So anyway, I think that supporting your body's ability to detox is one of the most important things that we can do. And I really wanted to shed light on a lot of the misinformation out there and a lot of people selling those harsh detoxes that I really think are unhealthy for you. They're going to flush out all the good and all the bad and kind of leave you empty, needing to rebuild your body. And for most of us, we're just not healthy enough to have that kind of trauma happen to our body. So if you found this podcast informative, if you like what we're doing, you like what we're delivering to you on a regular basis, please make sure that you subscribe on iTunes, give us a 5-star ratings, give us a review. It'll help us reach more people. You can also go to empoweringyouorganically.com. You will get all of our show notes there that you can download. You can download the transcription if you prefer to read or skim through this. And you can watch the video again if you'd like to see us deliver all this information once again. Terry Ann, do you have any last words here to share on daily detoxing?
I just think it's super important to know that detox is something our body does naturally, and something, that we didn't touch on enough is if your body's not detoxing daily and you're filling it with toxins and not giving it the nutrition and the nutrients it needs to detox, the backup of these organs, lung issues, respiratory issues, constipation in the digestive system, inflammation of your organs. These are the beginning phases of more chronic illnesses and long-term disease. And so I can't stress the importance of detox enough. You do not want to be having inflammation and infection in your liver because it's not properly detoxing. So it's just super important to eat a healthy diet and then also support your system in detoxing. It is one of the best ways to shore up your health and your immune system.
And it's such a relevant point. I think sometimes I go too far on the other side to make it sound like you don't need to detox. And I fully believe in detoxing your body. I just believe in how we do it is really important. And I don't believe in the total flush out of the body. So, and I agree with you. I mean, if you are having challenges being regular every day, I highly encourage you to incorporate these 6 ingredients into your daily diet. If you were an ex-smoker like I was, or if you find that you live in the city and you're breathing in a lot of unhealthy toxins and pollutions, work these ingredients into your daily diet to really help your lungs clean out and heal, especially nowadays with what's going on in the world. If you enjoy alcohol, maybe a little more than you should, using these ingredients to help clean the liver and the kidneys. I mean, this formula was put together, and these 6 ingredients were put together to really support your body and what it already does. We just help it do it a little bit better because there's such an abundance of toxins in the world today. So Terry Ann, thank you for that, because I feel often we go too far on the side of don't detox, but we're really talking about doing the crazy heavy detox. And we do believe that having a daily detox is vitally important. So thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you learned something new today. Subscribe to us on iTunes, and we will see you on the next show.
Thanks everyone.